I welcome you once again to the series. Genesis chapter 32 is our chapter for discussion. And this chapter is about the practical steps towards the reconciliation between the two estranged brothers, Jacob and Esau. The theme is working towards reconciliation. When we look into our relationship or family story, do we have bonds that are broken or fractured? Is there a brother, a sister, a family member, or a friend that we no longer share a relationship with? Every family or relationship has its own crisis situation where we have the offended and the offenders. Beautiful relationships become ugly, and oftentimes we are lost as to what to do. The story of the two brothers, Jacob and Esau, in this chapter could offer us some practical steps to consider as we contemplate upon working towards reconciliation. The first thing to do is to remember the wrong. For a relationship to be fractured, parties know the role they played. Turning a blind eye to the wrong is never helpful when we wish to work towards reconciliation. After 20 years of being away, when Jacob had to come back home, he did not gloss over the wrong he had done to his brother. In fact, the text says that he sent messengers ahead to his brother. By doing so, he was acknowledging the wrong he had done. Acknowledging the wrong, therefore, is key to open the door to reconciliation. The second point is the need for the offender to be vulnerable. Jacob, knowing very well that he needed his brother's forgiveness, walked the road of vulnerability. From chapter 32, verse 4 to 5, we read, and I quote, "He instructed the messengers, 'This is what you are to say to my lord Esau. Your servant Jacob says, I have been staying with Laban, and have remained there till now. I have cattle and donkeys, sheep and goats, male and female servants. Now I'm sending this message to my Lord, that I may find favor in your eyes,'" unquote. It is insightful to note that Jacob addressed Esau as his Lord, to imply that he, Jacob, was the servant, and then intimated the hope of finding favor with his brother. Though Jacob was richer, he was vulnerable before his brother whom he had offended. At times, when we become successful, pride prevents us from walking the road of vulnerability. No wonder relationships remain estranged. We may not need anything material from the other person, but the forgiveness from the person guarantees success and peace. The third point has to do with the response of Esau when he heard of Jacob's coming back home. The text says, when the messengers returned, they said to Jacob, and I quote, "We met your brother Esau, and he is already on his way to meet you," unquote. Chapter 32, verse 6. Esau jumped at the opportunity to smoke the peace pipe. He was ready to forgive his brother. He valued brotherhood more than anything else in the world. He did not allow the hurt to fester. He did not dwell on the wrong done against him. It is important that when we are offended, we take on the attitude of Esau. It is a very healthy attitude. The words of Louis B. Smithers are worth recalling, and I quote, "To forgive is to set a prisoner free, and to discover that the prisoner was you," unquote. Esau, by doing so, set himself free from the prison of bitterness. The last point to emphasize is prayer. The divine help was very crucial to Jacob. It is very inspiring to learn how he prayed for divine support before meeting his brother. Jacob in this prayer said, and I quote, "O Lord, please rescue me from the hand of my brother. I'm afraid that he's coming to attack me along with my wives and children," unquote. We cannot work towards reconciliation with our own strength or with our own might. We need the Lord to intervene. We should be able to tell the Lord how we feel, our fears and our anxieties. When Jacob had fears, he entrusted them unto the Lord. To conclude, it is worthy of note that the work towards reconciliation can be daunting, but it makes us healthy. We cannot enjoy a good relationship with God when our families or our relationships are broken and fractured. And that is why the story of the two brothers, Jacob and Esau, could serve as a model. May God bless you.